I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Oh, I'm not big on social grace. You think I'll slip on down to the oasis? Oh, I've got friends in low places. Ooh, jeez.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Wednesday, October 19th, 2022. Let the conversation begin. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory. Alongside me, as always, it's Tess Miller.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Tess. Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey, and over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment away, share the show. Get your No Dunks merch. Immaculate items always available at nodunks.com, including this brand new Classic Factory neon sign, t-shirt. You can get it in hoodie form and mug form and hat form, so go to nodunks.com and send in your questions and comments all the time to nodunks@theathletic.com. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at No Dunks Inc. We also have, I'm just going to keep reminding you for the next couple days here, this new No Dunks NBA Survivor Pool that we encourage you to jump in. It's free to play. I think the top prizes are NBA jerseys. So maybe you can get a Jordan, Pippen, or Rodman jersey. Apparently those are hot selling items according to Lids.
Yeah, go stop at Lids and get you an old jersey.
Yeah. Anyway, the link to get in this Survivor Pool, it's in the comments section below this YouTube video, also in the podcast description. Click through, it's run your pool, sign up, get in there, and then you have I don't think we officially start until basically week 2 of the NBA season, and it's one of those things where you just got to pick one game, one team that's got to win, and then you move on, but you can't pick that team again. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right. On today's No Dunks, what?
I just got to order. I got to order one of those Classic Factory sweaters, hoodies.
Why?
Because I'm a dummy and I took the Heat remote control home, and then I wore a T-shirt.
Yeah.
With the control in my pocket, which was stupid. You know, why wouldn't I wear a sweater knowing that I took the heat
that we couldn't
to
turn
the Classic
the heat on.
Factory?
Yeah,
really weird maneuver. Anyways, ordered.
Yeah.
Classic Factory, purple hoodie.
Good. It comes quick. Breaking tea.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. It's just one game, but JD, let's do it. Yeah, time to overreact.
Yeah, baby.
Sick new intro there from JD. One game, that ain't gonna stop us from completely overreacting, going nuts, dropping hot takes that you can't even hold. These hot takes are gonna warm you up.
Yeah,
man.
I can't wait.
Get us started, Taz. We'll do it for each game first. Let's start with the Celtics-Sixers. Celtics beat them 126-117. It's just one game, but
Oh yeah, let's cook these takes. I don't have crazy ones. I've got a few here. So you tell me which is the hottest, okay? It's just one game, but the Celtics are winning the 1 seed. It's just one game, but Joel Embiid is not winning MVP.
Okay.
That hurts. But it
That was
might
your
be
pick,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just one game, but Ime Udoka is not coming back to coach the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
That could very well be true. This Boston Celtics team, baby, they're just building on last year. Nobody wants to face this team. And the whole Joel Embiid thing, he's going up against the backup center for the Boston Celtics, in essence, to start, which is Al Horford, which is a great center, but no Robert Williams. Gets Al Horford in trouble, in foul trouble really early. And then this team, Noah Vonleh, buy your Noah Vonleh stock, comes out and plays Joel Embiid fairly well and just runs down the throat of the Sixers team. 24-2 in fast break points, just such a tough team to play offense against. I don't want to jump to conclusions about the Joel Embiid thing because, again, the Celtics team is just so damn good. They just cover up for everybody. And Al Horford, getting to the coach side of things, Al Horford said, I was just concerned that we were getting a little too in the moment. Joel Embiid and Marcus Smart are flopping all over the place, and I wanted us to focus. And that's why they're going to be so good. Regardless of who the lead coach is, They've got Malcolm Brogdon. They've got Al Horford. They've got so many coaches on the floor, and then they've got two guys who aren't in their prime, and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum playing their best ball of their careers. They're only going to build on what happened last year in the finals. They were a 54.5 over-under win total team, the highest in the league, and there's a reason for that. And I guess people wanted, you want a narrative to say this team's not going to make that number. Oh, the coach isn't there. But this team is just too good. I don't think the coaching is going to be a problem, especially in the regular season. And the Sixers are just predictable, and the Celtics just thrive on that. They eat that up. They chewed it up. They're just so slow.
Chew it up.
You want Maxey to run, but who's he going to run with? Like Doc Rivers wants Maxey to run. He's not running. Harden's not running. Embiid's not running. Tobias Harris isn't running. PJ Tucker's not running.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just predictable, and Embiid wasn't predictable enough, really. He wasn't. He was a monster in the second half to some degree, getting the post plays, but not enough. Not enough. You got Al Horford and Noah Vonleh, especially Noah Vonleh. Chew him up. It didn't happen.
What do you think of those hot takes there?
Yeah,
How
sorry.
hot were they?
You didn't go far enough on Embiid, I don't think. It's just one game, but Joel Embiid is washed. Yeah, that's supposed to be hot overreactions, right?
Yeah, you can read.
He's not going to win MVP. Come on, man. I thought we said bold takes, but man, Embiid looked slow last night. This looked like Embiid in February in a game that doesn't matter. This was not an opening night against a rival that you're going to be going up against for the 1 seed kind of performance. He looked frustrated by the double teams. He looked tentative. He was holding the ball for way too long. He had 6 turnovers to 5 assists. He did finally start putting up numbers in the fourth quarter, but that's because the Celtics just decided to stay home. The only thing that was going to beat them at that point was somebody getting hot from three-point land, so they let Embiid go one-on-one, and he finally was good one-on-one. But playing against Vonleh, that was ridiculous. The fact that they allowed Vonleh to play 20-plus minutes when the guy's basically been out of the league. This is Joel Embiid. Get in the post. Get him the ball in the post. These were some terrible passing into the post. I thought, the entry passes were just brutal. It was crazy to see Grant Williams be able to stay on the court against Embiid. At least he's a strong guy. Blake Griffin stayed on the court against Embiid, but Vonleh, that was ridiculous. A lot of it comes down on Doc Rivers. How is this team playing so slow? They looked incredibly slow. The athleticism gap that the Celtics have is so real. 24-2, like you said, in fast break points. The bench looked better from the Celtics than it did for the Sixers. D'Anthony Melton was getting cooked left and right by Malcolm Brogdon. That was weird. So this was about as disappointing of a start for the Sixers as you possibly could ask for. So I'm with you, Tass. I mean, for me, the Celtics are now Eastern Conference favorites after one game. I feel like a fool for thinking that the Sixers would finish with the 1 seed.
Yeah, I went with, just to piggyback on what you were saying about Melton there, it's just one game, but the Sixers offseason moves were vastly overrated. A+ they were getting from everybody, including us. Give it a D, give it an F. None of these guys, they got help last night. It's just one game. That's the whole point of this thing, right? But Melton, you said, yeah, defensively rough. Tucker, their defensive guy, couldn't stop either Tatum or Brown. Both of those guys go for 35 points. Melton was 5 points in 21 minutes. He was a minus 13 out there. Montrezl Harrell, all he did was foul. He missed a bunny or two. And then I forgot House was on the team. House Jr. I mean, he didn't make a basket. He didn't do a whole lot. Those were 4 pickups that we were, applauding Morey and the Sixers for going out to get. And again, this is one game. It will maybe come to fruition here with this team. But one night, they didn't do anything. It was Vonleh beating all these guys.
Yeah, the thing you worry about with Joel Embiid is that he's the runner-up as the MVP the last 2 seasons, and he's one of those guys that needs to be motivated, and I wonder if he's just kind of done with winning MVP.
He never won it.
I know, but done with the challenge of winning it, because he hasn't won it the last 2 years. And I mean, what else is the reason? Why did he perform the way he did? Why did he not destroy anybody inside? I think a lot of it is we can overreact to the Sixers being bad, but it's the Celtics defense. It isn't one-on-one basketball. It's not just going up against Noah Vonleh. I mean, Grant Williams was good in getting in front of him and being as big as he possibly can, and that's big. But Embiid should beat him, but this is a very good Celtics defensive team, and I just wonder if Embiid is going to have the motor to do it night in and night out. But again, this is the Celtics.
Yeah, he's not playing the
This is a team that
Celtics
went to
every
the
night,
They went to the NBA Finals because they piss off people. I mean, they turned Kevin Durant, the best scorer of this generation, into a shell of himself last year in those 4 games. So I think they did a good job just pissing off Joel Embiid. And they were happy to allow Harden to do what he did. And he did look pretty damn good for most. It looked like Harden for a good chunk of it, like the good Harden, where he was going one-on-one and doing his thing. And the Celtics were happy to give them that.
What did you think of Harden's performance?
Harden was their best player last night. I think Maxey had a nice stretch where he was cooking Marcus Smart in the second quarter. Harden got a lot of his points on Marcus Smart as well, which I thought was funny to see. 35 points, 5 threes, 7 assists to 3 turnovers. He definitely grifted some free throws on 3-point shots. Some classic Harden lazy defense in transition. The drives were there occasionally. I don't think he has the pop that we saw in Houston, but he's settling kind of into the Chris Paul role now where he's a straight-up point guard. But I don't know. It's like the pick-and-roll combination with him and Joel Embiid is so good. It works. It definitely works. They got some easy baskets for Embiid rolling to the hoop. But I would rather see Embiid inside. I'd rather see him posting up more often and working that way because after he doesn't get the ball a few times, he's just going to pop to the 3-point line. And he does nothing out there. Like, he's a fine enough shooter, but he's more effective inside, drawing free throws and getting buckets. So, yeah, you get some easy stuff from a Harden and Embiid pick and roll, but it's almost shooting yourself in the foot. It kind of reminds me of, like, when they used to post up Jermaine O'Neal on the Warriors. Like, why are you posting up Jermaine O'Neal when you have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson out there? Why are you running pick and roll for Joel Embiid? We could just throw him the ball and go to the free throw line a million times.
It was cool seeing Malcolm Brogdon out there, to me, looking slim, looking svelte with the new haircut. I think just flashing back to last year's Boston Celtics run where sometimes they got a little ahead of themselves, especially Marcus Smart. Sometimes just too rushed, sometimes into panic mode a little bit. If Malcolm Brogdon was there, it just feels like they're the champions right now. I think they would have run their offense a little bit better. They would have gotten into things a little bit better. They just would have got the right spots. They wouldn't have given it up as much. They wouldn't have turned it over the way they did against the Warriors. Malcolm Brogdon is
just a steadying
so damn
force.
good. And they don't, they didn't miss Robert Williams for a freaking second last night.
No, not last night.
They're just so into playing defense, and that defense leads to offense. And the Sixers, it was disappointing, obviously.
The last we saw of Tatum, obviously in the NBA Finals, I'd forgotten that he went like 6 of 18 and had like a brutal NBA Finals, really. I mean, he shot 36% after an incredible year and incredible series before that, sort of just because of the Warriors' defense and what Wiggins did on him and all the guys they could throw at him and maybe fatigue, like catching up to him. He just had a bad NBA Finals in those 6 games for the most part. Last night, though, holy crap. It's just one game, but Tatum and Brown are sharing a plate of nachos at the MVP table because they were there first. They arrived early. No traffic. They came together. They carpooled to the MVP restaurant. And because they were the first game, they were the first 2 sitting there, trying to share decide on what they were going to order and what, type of bottle of wine they were going to get tonight. They're the first 2 there, 35 each. They both looked awesome. I thought the game actually. Remember the Sixers went on a run in the second quarter. They couldn't miss, and it was the lead was like starting to grow and grow and grow, and it was Brown and Tatum that put an end to that. To basically, it made it a tie game going into the half, 63-63. Those final 5 minutes, second quarter, that game could have got away from the Celtics, and they refused to let it. It was Brown hitting little dinkers and dumpers, getting them up on the rim, and it was Tatum in transition with some beautiful finishes. He had that and one where he sort of contorted his body after a little Euro. Then I had another one where he blew by Harden. Those guys looked incredible. So they're on the short list right now for MVP.
I hope that one of them doesn't eat all the fully loaded nachos.
I hope so,
That's
too.
That's a rule at a lot of places. But, 35 points from each of them, and they were each strong in their various areas where they're strong. Like you're saying, I thought it was cool to see Tatum running the court. Not necessarily something he's always done, but it was clearly an emphasis for Joe Mazzulla that they're turning defense into offense, and embarrassing for the Sixers to never get back. You're supposed to be a defense-first team, but I love seeing the way Tatum was just kind of taking what was there. There were so many times last season where maybe he would kind of just drop his shoulder and try and get into the lane and throw up a crazy floater. It just felt like he took whatever shot was there. If there's somebody on him who's 6'3", just rise up and knock down an easy jumper from outside. They both turned the ball over a little bit. 3 turnovers for Tatum, 4 for Brown, but only 10 on the night for the Celtics. That's their biggest challenge, is taking care of the ball. When they hang on to the ball like this and are able to get shot attempts, they're good. They're just good. They're straight up good. They played on for each other, too. Like, there's so many back cuts. You had multiple people in transition the entire time.
Yeah.
They're setting screens. The ball is moving. It was no soloists at all last night. This looked like an ensemble, and it looked like they picked off where they left off last year.
Last year.
Left off. Picked up where they left off last year. There you go. Yeah, there we go.
They did pick up where they left off. For sure. Because Jaylen Brown said it after the game. Things were getting a little testy there. Embiid flopping, also slipping with Marcus Smart. It's a flop off with those two going at it. But he said, it was getting testy. He just said, we're not taking no mess this year. We're serious. We're all business. And that's exactly what happened last year in the playoff run. They got serious. They get down, they scrap for each other. And again, they didn't miss their 7-foot center that could be their best defender, because they all play with each other. They play, for each other on offense, but also for each other on defense. So this team, the highest over-under number going into this season, and everybody just wanted to go under, but it's the best team in the Eastern Conference for the regular season, it sure feels like right here.
We want to hear from you guys in the stream team. It's just one game, but fill in the blank. Have at it there. And let's hear what you got with these games. Let's move to the other one. Warriors defeat the Lakers on ring night, 123-109 in the end. It's just one game, but Trey, you get us started.
It's just one game, but the Warriors are the best team in the NBA. They've got the best starting lineup, and they've got the best bench. I mean, look at what they did last night. I think it's honestly incredible. We know their starting lineup is incredibly, incredibly expensive, and they paid off pretty well last night. 33 for Curry, 20 for Wiggins, 18 for Klay Thompson in just 20 minutes. Only Steph went over 30 minutes in the game against the Lakers last night because their bench was so good. Jordan Poole, I thought his impact was even better than his numbers showed. He only finished with 12 points on 4 of 15 shooting, but 7 assists I thought was huge. He's got the little in-out righty dribble that freezes guys every single time. The passing was real creative. He's the Steph of the bench. He really stirs the drink for them. James Wiseman was efficient and active last night. 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting. I thought he was even better on the glass. 7 rebounds. He just looks like he jumps faster than he did when he was a rookie. And Dante DiVincenzo looked like a nice two-way player last night. He had a 3. He was setting up Wiseman. He was disruptive on defense. And then JaMychal Green hit 2 threes last night. They got something from basically everybody up and down the roster. Yeah. Good luck beating the Warriors. The last dance is off to a strong start.
Steve Kerr played 11 players in the first half. He loves strength in numbers, and it's no joke. Outside of really... Maybe Kuminga, you could say, had a bad game off of the bench. That's fine. He'll have a night where he goes for 25, I'm sure. Everybody contributed.
What assholes. These Golden State Warriors. They produce great players. You see, all this team is... This organization is just so damn good. And the envy, I'm sure so many other teams.
I'm sure the Lakers would have liked a few of their players last night.
Yeah, well, the 10th, 11th guys on the Warriors, like Moses Moody, probably starting on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, probably.
Part of why they go 11 deep is because there's a minute restriction for Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. But the fact that they can do that, it just shows you how damn good this team is. They took Andrew Wiggins. I'm just watching Andrew Wiggins in the last few minutes. 4.5 minutes left. The mean step back in the corner. What confidence! And then 2 huge shots with 2.5 minutes left to really ice this thing when it was over. They took that guy. Dante DiVincenzo is going to work out pretty damn well here. JaMychal Green is going to work out ridiculously well here. People mocked them for choosing who they chose. With James Wiseman over Anthony Edwards. When this is all said and done, when Steph Curry is back there, accepting or being congratulated at ring night instead of Sean Livingston back there and Maurice Spates, who they had back there when he's retired, I think James Wiseman's probably the better choice because he'll be playing with Jordan Poole. It's going to be. It's just going to be the thing is bigger than Steph. He knows it. The thing is obviously bigger than Draymond. The thing's just going to keep on going. And it's just a ridiculously good franchise. While the other side is Sad. So sad on opening night. I think you could jump to a conclusion with the Lakers. I mean, you went harder in the opening game with your it's just one game, but you didn't go hard enough in the second one with your Warriors.
Well, I wanted to start with the good team, the team that we're actually going to talk about for the whole season, because my other take is it's just one game, but the Lakers have the worst 3 through 15 in the league. LeBron, he's good. Anthony Davis, he's good. Everybody else, that's a 30-win team. Russell Westbrook and
30.
the rest of the guys, that would be a 30-win
high.
team.
That's hot.
I don't know. Well, you put Westbrook on a bad team, and he's going to drag him to 30 wins. They started Patrick Beverley, Russell Westbrook, and Lonnie Walker the fourth.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
On opening night.
Yeah.
They played Juan Toscano Anderson a lot.
Yeah.
And they have to.
Yeah.
They played Wenyen Gabriel a lot.
Oh, he was in early.
Matt Ryan, he was playing quarterback for the Colts on Sunday.
He's the new Dion.
He's getting opening night minutes. This is ridiculous. I mean, you got to agree a little bit with Charles Barkley. There is no joy in Russell Westbrook's basketball game right now, and that has filtered into the whole team. This looks like an angry, bad vibes team. They need shooting and they need players. Honestly, they almost got to trade Westbrook for the two Indiana guys just so they can turn one player into two players.
Yep. I wrote down it's just one game, but the Lakers need to trade for Buddy Hield yesterday because they can't shoot at all. I mean, they need somebody to let it fly. They were 10 of 40, and it's not going to get better, I don't think. Like who?
They don't have any lasers.
They don't have lasers, said LeBron. Yeah,
We got no lasers.
Ooh.
They will. The fact that they stink like this, they'll make that trade. They'll make a trade in October. They have to. They have to. They can't go on like this in game one.
I'm with you.
They have to trade Russell Westbrook, and maybe it's fine that they started him because they showed that the guy can play and feature him, I guess.
Russ was not the reason they lost to the Warriors last night. Not at all. But
they don't have support, but they need some defense. It could help with a defender beside Anthony Davis. The whole Damian Jones experiment that didn't start. It didn't even go into the regular season. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the Lakers are probably going to have to give up a pick here. And you look at the other side, the Warriors have used those picks, won championships, and are going to use those picks to progress into the 2020s here with a really good team. While the Lakers are just going to have to give all theirs up. And that's kind of the price of having LeBron on your team sometimes. But LeBron said it on opening night. On opening night, he couldn't be more clear that we suck. He took the podium and he said, we're getting great looks, but it could also be teams giving us great looks, to be completely honest. We're not a team constructed of great shooting. Yeah, that's why they had 40 attempts. They shouldn't be shooting 43 balls with that roster. Anyways, it's not like we're sitting here with a lot of lasers on our team, as he said. I mean, he's been in no other league, and that's why the NBA is great. No other league is one of the best players in the league currently, the best player of our generation coming out and saying, we suck. Do something, Pelinka, now. And Pelinka's going to have to react.
Right.
They can't have 82 games of this.
You don't think they'll wait to see what the team looks like when they get Schroeder back and Bryant back and
just wait
and Brown Jr. back? I mean, they're missing some guys.
Yeah,
but
they are.
That's not going to help them all that
guys.
much.
Those are not guys.
Thomas
Bryant. I'm joking.
Or
here.
names you don't know. Thomas Bryant is not a name. I mean, he hasn't done enough in this league. Troy Brown hasn't done enough in this league.
Yeah.
They don't have any locks that are going to help.
So you think before Pelinka can put on a Halloween costume that they're going to have made a deal?
No, Pelinka's going to have to pull off his mask when he's taking his kids around trick-or-treating, take the call and say, yeah, we're doing it, Kevin Pritchard. Buddy Hield and Miles Turner for 2 draft picks. Oh, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt to say it.
Aren't the Pacers just going to be asking for more and more as this goes on, as they see the Lakers piling up loss after loss? Like, maybe another pick. Another future pick.
Anthony Davis is all right, though.
He's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
That's true. That's true. He
can dominate when he wanted. Yeah, and it was fine. Well, it's nice.
Sort of. It was like they were posting him up and he was scoring, but it wasn't getting any better shots for everybody else on the Lakers, which is kind of the point. Like, the Lakers won the points in the paint battle. They won the fast break points battle. They were pretty much even on the glass and in steals and blocks, but they shot 25% from 3. LeBron has to be the best shooter on the Lakers. They're asking too much from LeBron. He can score 30 points per game every night, but they shouldn't be required, or he shouldn't be required, to have a 30-point triple-double every night for them to be competitive.
No, it's not very nice. Yeah, they need somebody.
They should see if they can get TJ McConnell thrown in as well.
They could
Like
use him.
literally players who could play would help.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to see Matt Ryan. I'm sorry. You don't need, honestly, to see Austin Reeves either. Schroeder. I mean, I saw Troy Bond Jr. play a lot last year. He was one of the worst players in the league. That's worse than wanting Trevor Ariza to come back. I don't know. But man, it looked like the same Lakers team that we saw tanking out of the play-in tournament last year.
I felt very comfortable in watching last night's game where we had put the Lakers in our tier podcast, which we had in the play-in. And we also had an email on Beach Steppin' where someone was saying, how great will it be if the Lakers win the #1 pick and they've got to give it to the Pelicans for Wembanyama. And it was like, whoa, that's a funny joke. Good email, man. Is it? Is it
possible?
Yeah.
There's
But
a guy who played named Cole Swider yesterday. I thought it was Cole Swindell, the country music singer, for a second. Like, what's going on?
who's that?
Who's Cole?
Who's either of
Cole
these
Swider?
guys you're talking about?
Who are these people?
All right.
I think a Cole Swider is when you leave a hamburger in the fridge overnight. No, that's cold slider.
Any other it's just one game butts that you want to go with?
Cole Swider is what Garrett Cole deals to the Guardians.
Sliders.
It's a cold slider, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that's the same thing as a slider.
Anything else from this dominating, demolishing victory? I saw your tweet. Taz tweets this morning, look at NBA app, not holding back. It's got like the photo of the game, and it says, I'm paraphrasing, but Warriors demolish Lakers.
You're not paraphrasing. That's what it
said.
Warriors celebrate title, demolish Lakers in opener.
Okay.
That's what the NBA app says.
And so
that's changed. That's changed. The language has changed to really just put down any team. They just wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But it's changed. It's changed. They've gone Gen Z. They want the clicks.
No. It changed because someone's like, we can't use demolish.
Yeah, exactly.
They changed it to dominate. Like,
Then it changed again.
What?
So they changed. Yeah, it was dominate. Then it went to roll past Lakers. It's changed multiple times.
It went from demolish to dominate to roll past.
Yeah.
Well, wait a second here. I'm seeing it changed again. Warriors squeak by Lakers on ring lights? That's insane.
Holy. Lakers win?
Yeah.
What? The NBA just gave the Lakers a victory? They took it away from the Warriors. Silver, what the hell's going on here? Well, yeah, they want to do that because they're like, we got the Lakers on national TV games like 100 times, man.
They're on a ton.
We're screwed. Make it sound like they're just lost.
Let's see what it says now. We went from dominate to...
No, demolish to dominate to...
Okay, let's check it out here. Demolish to dominate to roll past to squeak by to the Lakers win. It's still roll past. Okay, roll past. Come on, roll through and change it back to demolish because that's what happened.
Yeah. In fact, the final score looked closer than it was.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look that bad.
Points.
Yeah, it's like...
it was close for a bit.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more takeaways from NBA opening night and some news to tackle. Don't go anywhere.
Licks. What the heck was that? Well, the first part was Danielle, my wife, during birth. That was her breathing pattern. And the second part was licks. That was me. I thought while she was giving birth that if I added in a licks at the end, it would remind her of how relaxed we are sleeping on our Helix mattress. And she thought that was
Licks. I get it.
and she thought that was the dumbest thing that she'd ever heard. Did that actually happen? No. But maybe I could have tried Midnight Lux, like our actual Helix bed type. Maybe that would have worked better than the Helix, because the Midnight Lux is one of Helix's 14 unique mattresses, including a collection of luxury models, a mattress for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress that's just made for kids. Listen, I think about my Midnight Lux and I get relaxed. Didn't work with Danielle, worked for me. Helix knows there's no better way, though, to test out a new mattress than by sleeping on it in your own home, so you can order it. Get it to your house, and you have a 100-night risk-free trial. And you can send it back, no questions asked. Try out your new Helix mattress, see how your body adjusts, and if you decide it's not the best fit, you're welcome to return for a full refund. So I guess you guys aren't relaxed when I do the Helix.
I was stressing a little, to be quite honest with you. I wasn't sure what was going on there.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about starting an ASMR playlist on our YouTube channel, just making some noises. See if people latch onto that.
Noises.
Yeah, the classic factory's turning into an ASMR factory.
I like it.
We've got that buzz in our ears. Doesn't really work for ASMR.
Yeah, that's not putting me to sleep.
No, it's not. Helix will put you to sleep, though. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/nodunks. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
All right, still here in the Classic Factory. We got over 1,200 people watching live, part of the stream team. Only 130 likes. That's some straight up bullshit. Hit the like button. Hit the dumb thumb emoji. I know you Gen Zers hate the thumb emoji now, but come on, we're old here. Hit it. Gives us validation. Tells us you like it.
The only way to tell.
Right.
I just gave a thumb to a stream teamer who commented, Danielle rolls past childbirth. For Kevin Aquino. That's a good one, Kevin Aquino. 2 thumbs for you.
There you go.
Very well done.
I got some random questions, both looking back and looking forward here, guys. Any other takeaways from last night's NBA opening night games? Either on the floor, something we didn't talk about, the production, pregame festivities, anything. Where do you want to go?
It's just one ring. But putting 43 diamonds on the face of the Warriors championship rings is the ultimate flex. Steph Curry scored 43 points in Game 4 of the finals last year, and they put 43 diamonds on the front of it.
Oh,
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
It's got a little trap door.
Got a little trap door
Yeah,
so you
it
can
slides
see.
open.
We got 4 titles. Moses Moody, you only got 1, you dum-dum. I love it. There's just so many ways to flex on people with
That's
these
cool.
rings. I saw Joe Lacob was very excited that behind the Warriors trophies, you can see a little bit of an etching of a parquet floor because they won in Boston.
Yes.
My only thing I didn't really like from the ring ceremony, we could use a new song about rings.
Yeah.
They played the Drake song
Yeah.
from What a Time to Be Alive, which the Warriors did use, I feel back when they won the title. It must have been the 2015 title, so maybe that's why they did
I think they've
it.
always sort of used it, yeah.
But we could use a new one.
Do you prefer it to We Are the Champions, though?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah,
sort
I
of the
think
new
so.
version for
That's
it.
That's a good point. 21st century, We Are the Champions. From Queen to Drake. I wonder who's next. Lizzo, probably.
Maybe.
In the 2030s.
I mean, you could just use a song you like. It doesn't have to be that on the nose.
That's a good point.
I mean, it was fine. It was fine. The guys jived with it. It was
they were
fine.
happy.
Yeah, it was a good celebration. It was cool how I mentioned the guys come back. Zaza Pachulia is there. Sean Livingston is there. Zaza stepped under Sean Livingston, hurt his ankle. No, he didn't. Maurice Spates. Those guys were there. That was cool.
Battle's got a pop.
Yeah.
Crowd went bonkers for him. That was cool.
Yeah, I liked his reaction.
He's old. He
He's
seemed
super
almost
old.
a little confused where he was, but the crowd was showing him a lot of love.
Yeah, I like to believe he was just like, come on, get the camera off me type of reaction.
Hurry this up.
But it was there was a reason that they gave Klay Thompson the mic first because of what he went through to get back there. And it was very funny that Klay Thompson gave Curry the mic and said, now I'm passing the mic to my man Curry, when it was actually supposed to be a video that was playing. Klay didn't give a crap.
Yeah.
And then Curry did extremely well to mention Brittany Griner being incarcerated. And because it's her birthday, shouting out the employee that he brought out there to receive her ring. I forget her name. Anybody got
Nenea
McGuinan?
perhaps?
Something
like
yeah,
that.
Nenea, that's right. And Steph was good. Steph was good. No prompter. He didn't need anything, but he had lots of stuff to say, and I enjoyed it. The jackets. That's what always gets me. The zip up.
You like that?
Oh yeah,
Fire, yeah. They're good.
Yeah. They're made for one single night, and they're just classic. They just give you gold. They give you the
Throw
trophies.
some gold on there.
Simple as that, white and gold. It reminded me of a day 3 years ago when the Raptors received theirs. So, yeah, I felt like the fans were actually fans there, and they weren't priced out fans for a moment. But then I remembered, like an hour later, that these aren't the real fans. But I think it was well done.
Yeah, I think both Pre-game festivities were pretty incredible. I went back. We were live doing our pre-game stream before the Sixers Celtics game, so we weren't like listening to it. I just had the monitor on, but I went back and made sure to watch the clips. What they did for Bill Russell prior to that Celtics game was pretty special, and then I thought the ring night was really well done too. Outside of Klay Thompson not reading the Google Doc rundown of how things were gonna go, he just flies by the seat of his pants. Like he was probably in the Google Doc, but he doesn't care. He's like, I'm just gonna give it to Curry now.
He's like, yeah, I saw it. I talked, then Steph talks, which I guess was kind of true. There was some other stuff in the middle as well. The other thing that I was curious was, obviously, everybody gets their rings, and then they go underneath the banner to take a picture.
Yeah.
A lot of different poses. You saw the core members doing their 4 rings. You saw a lot of, like, fist out.
Yep.
Which you got to do to show off the size of that thing. But my favorite was at one point Andrew Wiggins was holding his hips like this.
Yeah.
Like he just got his nails done. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's like they took multiple photos too. It was like, okay, serious photo that we're putting like they've done this before.
Oh,
Serious
yeah,
photo,
exactly.
We're framing this,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then let's get down and
That's what you do. You take we gotta look hard photo, then we gotta do a silly one. Now do whatever you want. Change up your position. Maybe someone drops to their knee. Yeah, for sure. They've done it before. Is the best way to put it. Yeah, both pregame festivities were awesome in Boston and San Francisco. There. Other takeaway from last night. TNT. What's going on with the audio?
Ooh, yeah.
What's going on with the audio?
Is it the TNT's problem? I know everybody's like, TNT, fix your problem.
Well, I mean, well, who is it?
Well, I don't know.
It's the broadcast. I mean,
well, it's coming for the broadcast, then it's going through the distributors. That's coming to us in our homes. Here comes JD.
That's TNT.
Let's go.
That's on them. Of course, it's on them.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
I mean, just for
It's
those
not
that
like
don't
it's
know,
local.
the issue was it was like Eagle was like could see the future.
He
was like a
second.
split second calling swish or a bucket, or you'd hear the crowd, and then the video would like.
Yeah,
of course, catch up.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it was annoying.
It was annoying, but I don't know. Maybe it's the cabling in the arena. I don't know.
Well, but that comes down to TNT. All that stuff has to be faxed out. All of it has to, obvious technical problems happen all the time.
Yeah.
Of course, they happen all the time.
Somebody's got to be blamed,
We're in a studio
and
here.
you blame.
But it felt like they couldn't fix that one.
Right.
I don't know. Did it get better, or did we just get used to it as the game went on? I thought it was there the whole damn thing.
It was, and then the second game it was just off.
Yeah.
I think it was out of their control, JD.
There was
it was
also
somebody in the building.
I think they don't know what caused it, and they were running around.
Yeah.
The engineers were going crazy. It's still their fault, though.
Fine.
You got to blame somebody.
Yeah, you got to blame somebody. That's life.
The more distracting issue to me was there were times when they would be going from like the sideline standard camera view, and then they would cut to like a baseline camera of somebody shooting a free throw. I remember it happening with Malcolm Brogdon, most obviously.
Yeah.
And you could tell that was like a split second off, so it'd be like you'd see him do his shoulders to get ready for his shot. Then it would cut, and he would do his shoulders again.
That's weird.
That was weird.
Yeah.
What? That's not on TNT.
Where do you want to put it on?
I don't. I think it's the people in the building. I want to blame
the building.
Boston.
Gremlins,
Blame
man.
TD Garden, the
This one's on
infrastructure.
Missoula.
Yeah. Yes. Have you ever seen what Trey just said? That you literally the cameras were not in sync. Like they weren't. It was like
Sync issues. They definitely
Hey,
have
look,
What
it was
is
game
going
one
on?
for them too. I know they get some preseason reps in,
Yeah,
but
it's weird.
stuff happens.
It could be new technology they're dealing with as well that they've launched for opening night. They usually test this stuff at Summer League, and I don't know what it is, but Trey, I saw a similar thing, just a guy in a corner, and they cut cameras, and then it's the guy in the corner again. You see the pass twice, and it's a split second. It's by frames, but it is super distracting.
It was so distracting that Nora was in the room watching the game with me, like she's on her phone generally, but she even was like, "What's going on? Are they trying to be like artsy about this?" No, they're messing up. I don't know what's going on.
I hated it.
Yeah.
It felt like a simulation. Elon Musk is right. This is a simulation.
Jesus.
I didn't like that one bit.
Any other notes?
What's going on with the NBA app, the League Pass app? Do we have blackouts or not? When I log,
This guy's got no problem shitting on the League Pass app.
Are we
when it comes to
blackout?
TNT?
No,
we might have a job in
no,
the future.
no.
No, they just signed a 10-year deal.
No money left over for
No
us.
spots on the grid.
No,
Can't afford us either. at this point.
No. I sympathize with the workers in that building,
Okay.
and it could have literally been. It could have been the Beantowners messing with somebody.
We're blaming it on the fans.
No.
It was the Beantowners.
It was Chief. It was Chief.
Oh,
It was.
He was Chief in the stream.
It was.
It was
gonna
Todd
set it
Crow.
early.
It was Todd Crow. Todd
Okay,
Crow was
lead
there.
pass,
messing.
lead pass.
Anyways,
What's your
do
issue?
we have blackouts or not? Are we blackout free or not? Because I tune in, I log in, and I'm getting the TNT over the backboard cam and the overtime cam,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, and I'm seeing just the ISO cam of LeBron. I can't see the game. I can't see the game. I literally had those 4 cameras.
You watched the game?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to watch.
Real artsy.
I was trying to watch on my computer.
Okay.
But I didn't have the access, so I had to go back. I was trying to double screen it. I was trying to take in a little
boy.
baseball and a little basketball. But
I see.
but I had to change the game up. What am I going to do tonight when Survivor is on? Am I going to be blacked out? Am I going to be blacked out? Hit me up. Steve Quintana, hit me up.
Do you think Survivor's blacked out in Fiji?
Home game.
Great question.
Sorry, home game.
So okay.
Can't watch the immunity challenges if they're on your beach.
Okay, so you see Owen. He's trying to flint. Owen, we're in Survivor. We're in Survivor. Yeah, he's trying to use the flint to light the flame. Camera switch. Oh, you see him trying to light the flame again. Who are you blaming that on? Are you blaming that on
Jeff Probst.
Jeff Probst?
Yes,
Jeff
Probst.
Probst's problem. You gotta blame somebody.
The editing bay. Okay, well, you said Survivor on tonight.
Hold on, I got one more takeaway.
Oh, my bad.
I feel like it's maybe the one thing that happened last night that we didn't talk a lot about.
Okay.
Marcus Smart and Joel Embiid.
Ugh.
Mid-season form from a flopping
Jesus,
perspective.
yeah.
Also, some great quotes from Marcus Smart, who said he thought Joel Embiid was trying to break his arm. I don't know if he was trying to, but that was a weird pull on it for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
Just a dangerous move. I didn't think it was particularly malicious, but I like that he said, I could have cracked his head open, but I didn't. That's growing up right there.
Yes. I also, it took 3.5 minutes of the NBA season for us to look at a fucking couple of refs looking at a monitor. Oh, my God.
Tony!
It was the Horford one, I think, got it started with Harden,
yeah.
Going underneath. And let's go over, take a look at it. Oh, man.
Al Horford.
don't
Al
miss
Horford's
that.
never done anything flagrant in his life. You don't need to look at that.
They got the flagrant one, Cole. They said
It
they
did.
said
It's
he
so
got under there.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Anyway.
Survivor's on tonight. There's a million games on tonight. So my question, here's the schedule. Good job, JD. Look how many games on. I think the only 2 teams that will have not played after tonight is the Bucks and the Clippers, who go on TNT on Thursday night in 2 respective games. But ton of games. So the cue for you guys and everybody in the stream team, everybody listening later, what game are you most excited for and why? Get us started.
Here's some Raptors propaganda for you, Trey. The Raptors are hosting the
First game, huh?
They're hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. No, honestly, if there's a preseason storyline that really anybody should care about, it's kind of that second tier in the Eastern Conference of the teams that will be fighting each other. Those 2, along with the Atlanta Hawks, for the 5 and 6 positions in the Eastern Conference. Of course, they want to finish higher than that, and I do believe the Cavs could. The Raptors could too. But when you look at the top of the East with the Celtics and the Bucks and the Heat and the Sixers, generally I think those top 4. But one of those other 3 teams in the Cavs, Raptors, or Hawks is going to miss out. So this is something. This is something.
Early test here.
Yeah.
To see who can take that lead.
yes.
Well, these will. I mean, if you are right, and I believe you, that they'll probably be very close in the standings come April. These will be important victories against each other.
Mm-hmm.
If you get into a tie situation, you have the same record. So Cavs Raps. I mean, that's a juicy one. Excited to see Donovan Mitchell, obviously, on Cleveland, too. When you get to any of these, it's like that, the DeJounte Murray with the Hawks and obviously Gobert with the Wolves. Those are the big ones that you're like, oh, okay, I want to see how it works.
Yeah, even I can't deny that this is probably the biggest measuring stick game of the night. So that's going to be cool to watch, especially just because, like you're saying, Tass, I think these 2 teams seem like they're going to be battling for 50 wins in that same sort of tier. So we'll allow the Raptor gander right now. What am I excited for? There's a lot of actually really interesting games. I think New Orleans at Brooklyn. We got Zion Williamson returning. We got Ben Simmons returning as well. I think this should have actually been the ESPN game over Knicks versus Grizzlies, only because you don't know if you're going to be getting both of these teams at full strength again. So it'd be a nice time to actually see the best versions of these teams guaranteed. So I'll be tapping in for that one for
Yeah,
sure.
nice 7:30 start there. Definitely the two late games I'm interested in because you got Mavericks Suns on ESPN. That'll be fun come tomorrow's podcast because it'll either be, well, the Suns, man, vibes suck. They're toast. They're going to struggle to win 50 games. Or it'll be like, oh, man, Mavericks losing Brunson. Oh, man, Wood in there now. Can Luka do it all? Like, it'll be like the concern will be there. Whoever loses this game. So that's a big one. And then Blazers Kings. Oh, my.
Oh, yeah.
Two teams that, well, feels like we're higher on than most. At least I am on the Blazers, and then we're all in on the Kings. Everybody's in on the Kings, so hey, look, if the Kings want to realistically make the play-in, you got to beat teams like the Blazers. So a big one there.
Big game.
The, what is it? The Golden One Center.
Yeah, I saw they're bringing Meta World Peace and Brad Miller there to ring the cowbell before the game. So W for Sacramento.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's actually not a joke. That's
okay, cool.
Straight up true right
Cool.
there. You remember Brad Miller? They had him like sitting courtside during a game last year, and he was enjoying the festivities. He was like, every time they showed him on camera, he's like, so he's gonna be partying tonight for sure. I got my eyes on that one, and I also like that there's a little bit of a sicko test tonight because we've got Orlando at Detroit, two teams that at the end of the season probably won't have great records, but
Right.
we're all expecting them both to be entertaining teams.
Yep.
Are you gonna tap in to watch these entertaining but bad teams on opening night while Survivor's still going? The true sickos test.
Yeah, I mean it's helped out by the 7:00 start when you only got Wizards Pacers to compete with for that
Yes,
first
yes.
half hour or 45 minutes. Yeah. You gotta dip in, see Banchero and see those two teams. Everybody's like one of them could surprise, in the Eastern Conference. So which one will it be?
Yeah,
Very exciting.
that game always has the Pistons game always has the benefit of going up against the Pacers game.
Yeah,
That's the only rival from the
Yeah.
7 to 7:30 window. Are you watching Magic Pistons or are you watching Wizards Pacers?
The Cavs get
Magic.
7:00 starts when they're the home team too, don't they?
Not when you go up to the big city of Toronto.
No.
Not tonight. You're in prime time, Canada,
7:30.
baby.
Yeah, baby.
The only other show is Schitt's Creek that's on at 7:30. 2 channels in Canada. Which creek
What are you
got there?
watching tonight? Schitt's Creek or the Raptors game?
Honey, what are you putting on tonight?
You ever watch it, by the way?
Yeah.
You did?
Dan?
People
Love
loved it.
Dan.
I watched the whole series. That was like
Are
one of
you
my
serious?
first pandemic watches.
Wow.
Yeah. Heartwarming.
Really?
It's a great show. Schitt's Creek is
Never
the
watched a
best
single episode.
piece of Canadian content I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
Better than this?
We're in America now, buddy.
How dare you?
Sorry, it passed Littlest Hobo for me. So
Good.
Nice.
All right.
Love to hear your
can
top
call.
5 Canadian shows, Trey.
okay.
But not now. We'll do it another time.
Yeah, wait.
Oh, you got it? You got it chambered? Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it chambered. Number 1, Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
Number 2, Littlest Hobo. Number 3, Man Tracker.
Great show.
Well done.
Great show, man.
Well done.
Number 4, Court Cuts.
Come on.
And number 5, The Basketball Jones.
Oh, wow.
well done.
You made the list.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome that the score was able to get 127 hours of NBA coverage during the 2010-11 season. That was big to me.
Are you making deep court cut references? I don't know what you're even talking.
Deep score marketing materials references.
Like, there's like
guy
literally Matt
remembers.
Austin and maybe Joe Ross are giggling right now. Like, that's it. That's the only 2 people listening to
that
You don't
this.
think
that are-
Jonathan Savage is listening?
No. He didn't listen
Okay.
when we were there. All right, guys. Draymond Green.
That was good.
We talked about it on the pregame stream, but for everybody just catching the podcast here, Draymond Green debuted a new all-access series, The Countdown, during pregame last night. We were trying to figure it out on the fly, but I think I've got it, okay? It was a 21-minute documentary in air quotes, featuring Draymond's journey throughout the preseason, including about 5 minutes or so of him talking about the Jordan Poole punch and then his return to the Warriors.
What was that? I know we kind of know what it is, but I still don't know what it is.
That's what it is. It's a 20-minute little doc from Green and other production companies that you can now go and consume in little bite-sized pieces, I guess.
Will they be doing more as the season goes on? Is this like a season-long thing?
It's called The Countdown, so I wouldn't think so. I don't know. That part I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good. I don't think it's like Hard Knocks. I don't think so. No, I think it's just preseason.
What an interesting choice. What an
Weird.
interesting choice by Draymond Green to document this. People calling it Galaxy Brain Next Level. He's not talking about it on the podcast. He's making a doc about it. Listen, I don't think it's something that's going to bother the Warriors. I think they're just too good to let that bother them. Some other teams it would fracture, I think. I mean, a guy punching another guy would fracture a team. A guy basically kicking off the best scorer of this generation from his team in some way, shape, or form would fracture a team. But this Warriors team ain't going to fracture. But I just think it's
Did you watch any
strange.
of it? Like, see any of the clips?
I just saw
It's really
the one dramatic camera angle with Dre talking to the camera. Lights dim, very much of the score presentation. Actually, if we're harkening back to our score days, they used to do the spotlight camera, and that's the spotlight camera on Draymond Green, just talking about seeing it afterwards, which was an odd reaction, I think, where he basically said like, "Yeah, it was weird."
He said, quote, "To be totally honest with you, I never really knew how much it blew up." That's what he said, looking right into the camera. That's what he said. But he said he watched it 15 times, I thought. And he was pissed off about it being leaked. I thought that was the thing he said. Like, this is so stupid. This was so corny. It's like, I was getting, like, I felt so embarrassed. I was getting the icks. Like, come on,
Third-party embarrassment, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. To me, all it really says is the Warriors are already past this. Like, there was questions if Draymond would get booed at ring night. Obviously not. He's not spurned. He's still beloved. If anything, it's just going to make Jordan Poole a bigger fan favorite and a bigger piece of the culture going forward. So, weird. That's just weird. We don't need a documentary for everything.
And it, like, and especially, like,
We don't.
You're right, we don't. But also, he's the only narrator of this story where he punched a guy, and he was trying to make it seem like he's basically saying, like, I was just at home with my kids. Like, there's a clip of him, like, hugging and kissing his little daughter. It's very sweet. But, like, while he's talking about punching his teammate. Like, oh, I'm the, they made me into the villain. I'm the villain. What? So maybe the whole thing is staged. I mean, that's the other joke about this is, like, it's all wrestling.
Well, at the very least, it seems hard to suspend somebody who's going to be premiering a show on opening night. So I wonder if there was a little weight on the scale there.
Yeah, it also felt like they maybe, like, just sort of buried it. Like, we found out, like, 5 minutes before it was airing.
That's true. That is true.
And it was
it was very much buried, for sure.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is a thing. We're all trying to figure out what the hell is this thing?
What the hell is this thing?
Yeah,
it wasn't advertised all that well. You'd think it'd be promoted to some degree. It was made by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers Omaha Productions, which is Peyton Manning's company, and then Green's own production company.
Yeah, and Draymond Green is employed also, easy to forget, but also employed by TNT.
Yes.
In relation to Warner Brothers Media. So there's obviously ties all there. So an odd situation that it was. You're totally correct in saying they didn't promote it because where we are in the season, they kind of wanted to bury it. And you hear that little 30-second clip. That's all I watch of is a 30-second clip. Put that little nugget and, zoom out to the Warriors celebration of winning championships. And it's just so clear to see that they'll move on from Draymond Green. They'll move on from Steph Curry. Like, everybody in that organization, it's a very much a Spursy thing. It's a Tim Duncan thing. The Spurs have moved on from Tim Duncan. Basketball is bigger than, these little things that go on. And that's why they're so good, because they're able to do this. This would crush other organizations, right? I mean, it would just derail them. It would derail their season.
Yeah. That's probably
and not for these dudes. They'll be fine.
You don't agree with, I think it was Bill Simmons and KOC talking about, they were playing body language doctors about the ring ceremony and Draymond Green, how he was interacting with, I'm serious, this is what they were saying.
Interacting with who?
They thought it was weird with the other teammates.
Oh.
Curry in particular, the rest of the crew. Like, he was... he wasn't maybe his regular Draymond.
Walking on eggshells a little bit. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair enough reading, but once they got on the court, Jordan Poole laced Draymond with an incredible assist, and they high-fived. So I value that a little bit more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Final piece of news. Barkley and Shaq to remain with Inside the NBA as the studio show is extended. This was on Monday. Warner Brothers Discovery Sports said they reached long-term contract extensions with all the guys, Ernie, Charles, Kenny, and Shaq. The quartet there from Inside the NBA. Was anyone surprised?
I guess I was
Yeah.
surprised that it was 10 years. 10 years. That's
Yeah.
a long deal.
Yeah, I guess Chuck is the longest signed of the quartet.
Okay.
That's what Richard Deitch was saying of the Athletic. So I am not sure if it's all 4 guys 10 years, which I think we originally thought might be counter to that. But yeah, they all must have. What people are saying is like the deals extend well beyond the NBA's current rights agreement with Warner Brothers Sports Discovery, which expires in 24-25.
Interesting. So Warner Brothers
feeling-
does still own TNT, still employs Draymond Green. So yeah, there was definitely a connection there. Yeah, it's hard to remember all these corporate buys, even though they used to own us. Anyway, the whole Charles Barkley thing. He said that he didn't want to die beside Shaquille O'Neal on the desk, and that's why he was gonna retire or stop this daily television thing. All right. Daily. He doesn't work daily. Come on.
Yeah.
Charles doesn't work daily. But this contract with NBA on TNT, when this next contract, I should say, was over, which was when?
Somewhat soon.
Yeah, a couple years from now.
Yeah.
Then the conversations with Chuck happened with Live Golf, if you remember that,
Right.
a couple months ago, where Live Golf was going to give him the check of all checks. And there was the conversation there. He went on...
Dan Patrick?
Dan
was it?
Patrick, that's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, and Dan Patrick asked him, how much is that? How much does, or what are you going to do when you sign that check? And he said, well, we're going to go out for dinner, Dan. Like there was going to, it was going to be a huge dollar figure, and that's why I guess TNT. Well, we're a real Richard Deitch in it here, but that's why TNT discussed it with him and said, let's get this done. So I guess the other guys aren't coming along for the ride, which I would think Chuck would do. He's such a good dude. He would say, if I'm coming, Ernie's coming, Kenny's coming,
Well.
Shaq's coming. I'm sure he's going to be buying people, as he did when we were there, plenty of drinks and meals. The bill is on check. I can't wait to see the pictures of those receipts.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, they're all going to be there, but again, by all reports, maybe Chuck is the signed the longest of the 4. But this is going to take him. He is 59 now. So, I mean, knocking on 70 if
Said
he
he's
sees
retiring
this
at 60.
contract. I know. But, I guess you get maybe, I don't know, 200 million thrown your way to come work once a week.
I mean, he's got to work a lot more during the NHL playoffs and NCAA tournament.
That's true.
He goes to the
We love Chuck.
Preakness.
That's right.
Amazing. All right, let's take our final break. When we come back, we got our pick'em results, which we made on the pregame stream last night. We'll make tonight's picks, and we got tweet of the night. Don't go anywhere.
Bad news, meatballs. If you've ever wondered whether your CBD was working, that means it probably wasn't. Sorry, but it's true. And that's probably because it wasn't absorbing right, you fool. Which is why Next Evo Naturals developed Smart Sorb technology, clinically proven to help your body absorb CBD 4 times better than regular CBD oil. Because oil and water don't mix, and newsflash, your body is water-based. Yeah, meatball. Smart Sorb technology improves CBD's ability to be absorbed, getting into your system in as little as 10 minutes. Next Evo Naturals are scientifically formulated to deliver more CBD in a way your body can actually use. And yes, it's clinically proven to have 4 times better absorption. So step your absorption up and get your supply of Next Evo Naturals Revive CBD Complex today. The clinically proven Smart Sorb CBD is combined with Next Evo Naturals' patented curcumin blend to promote a healthy inflammatory response and help you feel restored.
Step your absorption game up.
Step it up, meatballs! Get up to 25% off when you subscribe and spend $40 or more at nextevo.com/recover with promo code NODUNKS. That's nextevo.com/recover. Promo code NODUNKS.
Okay, we made our picks for last night's Sixers-Celtics game right before the game tipped off. It was Boston favored by 3.5 at home. Tass and I went with the Beantown Boys. They came through with the victory to cover that spread. Trey had the Sixers. That's an early L. We also talked about switching it up this year and maybe the winner of the pick'em payoff when it comes to the end of the month get something nice done for them. There was talk about going to pick up like dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Sharpening knives.
Sharpening knives was discussed.
I saw JD was in the chat suggested that the winner should get a crown for the entire episode and the loser is their butler.
Yeah. Okay. These are options. These are options.
I like the winner getting something nice. I have an idea for the first one.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Done.
Save it. All right. Well, let's get to tonight's pick. See if Trey can get back in this. Don't want to fall behind too early here, of course. And we are picking tasks between the Pelicans and the Nets game.
So many games on the sched. This one jumped out at me. Which team do you believe in? I've got an anti-bias against the Brooklyn Nets, so I went against them and I took the Pels, who are plus 3.5. They just have to lose by 3 or less or win the game, obviously, while the Nets are favored by 3.5 at home to New Orleans. Who the heck knows what's going to happen in this game? I just feel like after watching the Lakers defense yesterday that it'll be Zion penetrating that Nets defense, doing what he wants, but obviously Kevin Durant can score 600,000 points when he wants to, so a lot of points on the board, I think, tonight.
TK, was this just a flip of the coin for you, or how'd you come to your decision?
I was swerving on myself, to be quite honest. I wanted to take the Pelicans, but then I realized I took the Sixers last night. Road dog, lost. I couldn't do it again. And, the Nets are going over this year, so got to get the wins early.
It is a weird thing with the home openers for teams. You tend to think, they're gonna do it for their home crowd.
Yeah.
So there's a bias against the road teams. But I just can't pick the Nets. I just can't do it.
That's fair. That's very fair. I'll go with them, though, to cover that 3.5 point line. Okay. It's time for Tweet of the Night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
Twitter.
Yeah, Tweet of the Night. It goes to us.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, sort of. We're starting the season with a bang, though. At No Dunks Inc. going viral last night. We were on Inside the NBA.
Yeah.
Because this fun video of Draymond Green's green suit that was what's the word I'm looking for?
Chroma keyed.
Chroma keyed. Thank you, JD. Chroma keyed with Jordan Poole's face there. Draymond's suit is money, about $140 million, and this took off. And I say it was sort of us, obviously coming from the No Dunks Inc. Twitter account, but we got our guy Jerome working in the background.
Yeah, Jerome!
One night of the NBA season, this guy helping us out, doing some stuff for No Dunks, part of the team now, and he basically drops a video, a 7-second clip that gets 2 million views.
Our most viral anything ever. To the point where I was like, I guess I got to put up a subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah,
folks. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah, at Black Dragon Roll. That's Jerome on Twitter. Go hit him up with a follow. He's going to be helping us out throughout the season here with fun clips and helping JD out behind the scenes. We're going to get him down here to the Classic Factory at some point. He's up in Toronto right now. But yeah, wow, what a start for him.
Amazing. I think that 7-second clip, just because we're Canadian, because Jerome is Canadian, can act as one of the top 5 Canadian shows of all time.
Wow.
I mean, probably seen more than Court Cuts or who was number 5 on your list?
Us.
Us. Definitely seen more than us. I was seen 2 million times. And yeah, NBA on TNT starting their season off with a bang, throwing up some No Dunks Inc. content.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What was Ernie Johnson's comment about Draymond Green?
Coming off the top rope
Yeah.
with the atomic elbow.
Yeah, because Draymond Green just...
AEW tomorrow night.
Yeah, because if people didn't see the Draymond Green clip, he's walking in with a fresh green suit saying, "I feel like money."
Yeah.
And then our man, Jerome, chroma keyed, the Jordan Poole face, which is a really good face to chroma key, I guess.
It fit like on the suit really well. Like you could tell it was Jordan Poole.
Yeah,
Easily.
It was great. And yeah, you feel like $140 million.
Oh, there it is. Good start, Jerome. What do you got tonight? 5 million? 5 million views in the chamber?
Nowhere to go but down here, Jerome.
Yeah,
great stuff. What a start.
All right, we'll call it there, guys. We got shows all week long. We got a show later today. A lot of you were wondering, with the NBA season now starting, what does that mean for Is This Good? Matty O's podcast, where he jumps on with some of us and asks the hard-hitting questions, and we debate whether weird things are good or not. Well, don't you worry, it's not going anywhere. 1:30 p.m. Eastern today, JD, myself, and Great and Gordian from the No Breaks podcast, our Formula One podcast, he's jumping on with us. This is a man that has takes.
Oh, yes.
He's got takes. He ain't
gonna be
afraid to
funny.
fire them. So I think we're going to have a really fun episode of Is This Good today. There's I know one of the topics is shareable plates at a restaurant when you're ordering.
Oh, Gordian from the top rope.
Yeah.
He's not going to like that.
yeah.
The plates are out. Here comes Gordian to destroy the table.
Yeah, so we've got that. We'll be debating whether it's good to call like a service worker that's wearing a name tag by their name on their name tag.
Great question.
That's
Great
a good
question.
one.
Oh, that's tough.
And a whole lot more.
I do that all the time.
Steve Kirby's voting good on that one. Oh, sure thing, Nancy. Yeah.
Now, Jonathan, where's the paint in this Home Depot? It is Jonathan. Do you go by John? Johnny? Okay, so that says this good. 1:30 p.m. Eastern here in the No Dunks YouTube feed and podcast feed. And tomorrow, back, No Dunks Daily. Maybe we'll do the old segment where we touch on every single game. Throw it around the horn.
Yeah, there's baseball games on. We're throwing around the horn.
God almighty.
There's a 4 o'clock. There's a 7 or 7:30.
Holy
There's
God.
a Survivor that's going to be out of sync and from Fiji at 8. How long are we talking for Survivor?
It's an hour. It's
an hour.
Shorty.
Just
Shorty
record it,
tonight.
watch it. It's 40 minutes. Just
I
fly
don't know
through
how
the
to
commercial.
record things anymore.
It'll be done in time to watch Hornets Spurs.
Yes.
Dibs on Hornets Spurs recap tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, we might touch on all of these games. So we'll see you. If we don't see you for this good, we'll see you at 10 a.m. Eastern here from the Classic Factory. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. Remember, 6-4-3 is a double play. See you later.
Brace the day, people.
What?